Today's guide, Heimdallr, the Norse Watchman of Asgard. I'll be going over his unique mobility, his mechanics, and what he brings to a team. I'll also cover his abilities and provide tips you'll be able to apply in your next match. Item builds and conquest specific strategies will be avoided as these tend to change quite frequently. Feel free to skip to any part of this video that fits your needs. Roll the intro.
Heimdallr.
Heimdallr is part of the Hunter class. He deals physical damage using ranged basic attacks and is typically seen in the carry role. Heimdallr uses his Bifrost crystals to teleport around the battlefield. His basic attacks use a 3 attack chain. The first 2 basics will cleave, hitting multiple enemies around the target. The third basic will hit harder on a singular target. Whether he is using his Gjallarhorn ability to peel for himself, see stealth enemies with his piercing sights, or using his ultimate to temporarily remove an enemy from a fight, Heimdallr's flexibility and high skill ceiling make him one of the best and most enjoyable hunters in the game. Passive, the Vigilant. Heimdallr gains physical power for every enemy god he or allies have vision on. If an enemy were to disappear from vision, he continues to see them for 4 seconds. Due to the nature of his basic attacks, critical strikes only deal 65% of their damage. Ability number 1. Piercing Sights. Heimdallr throws his sword in the air above him. Acting like a ward, it will reveal enemies, even in stealth, in a radius around the sword. He can refire this ability onto the target location to deal damage. Ability number 2. Gjallarhorn. Heimdallr blows the Gjallarhorn for 2 seconds, dealing damage, reducing movement speed and attack speed to enemies in front of him. While channeling, Heimdallr is immune to knockups. After the duration ends, or after cancelling, he raises the Gjallarhorn for a final blast. This blast damages and knocks back enemies. Ability number 3. The Bifrost. Heimdallr manifests a fragment of the Bifrost at his target location. When 2 fragments are placed, they become linked, allowing Heimdallr to traverse between fragments. The greater the distance between the fragments, the longer it takes to begin traversing, and the longer it takes for it to be usable again. If Heimdallr places the 3rd fragment down, the oldest fragment vanishes. Enemies that walk between 2 fragments are revealed to Heimdallr. Hard crowd control, like stuns and knockups, can prevent the fragments from closing. Ability number 4. The Ultimate. Through the Realms. Heimdallr dashes forward while immune to crowd control. If Heimdallr hits an enemy god, he stuns and banishes the target hit, sending them hurtling through other realms. They will take damage and receive a slow as they go through the different realms before landing back at a random location in front of Heimdallr. The following is based on years of personal experience. Every player has their own style and preferences, and that's alright. These tips are here to provide help to those who seek it. If you disagree with any of them, feel free to let me know. I try to keep an open mind and always willing to learn to get better at a game that I love. Heimdallr's first ability, Piercing Sight, is his best wave clear and highest damage ability. It provides good power the more points are added, making it the first choice. Unless you're planning on using your Bifrost for long distance travel, the second ability, Gjallarhorn, provides good increased damage and debuff when points are added, making it a strong runner-up. Whenever possible, put points into the ultimate. That said, here's my recommended level up order. Tip number 1. Although the damage is good, the knockback, slow, and immunity to knockups on the Gjallarhorn is what makes this ability a great self-heal tool. When an enemy dies you, or even when you're being aggressive, The knockback from the Gjallarhorn can disrupt the enemy. This allows you to either escape or land a few basic attacks for free. Tip number 2. Piercing Sight can be delayed for up to 10 seconds, meaning you don't need to double tap to release the sword. By activating before engaging gives you time to group up the wave and land the ability while basic attacking. This can also provide some pressure. Keeping it in the air can provide you with vision while staying ready to fight. Tip number 3. With enough practice, the Bifrost crystals will become your best friend. It is by far Heimdallr's most unique tool, which enables him to be quite mobile and hard to lock down. This ability can be used in quick succession and enable you to close short distances. This ability can also be used through walls. Beware of hard crowd control abilities, as they can prevent the Bifrost from closing. Using your second ability, Gjallarhorn, while waiting for the crystal to close, can help as it provides knock-up immunity. Tip number 4. Sometimes ultimate abilities have more than one single purpose. For example, Through the Realms can be used for its crowd control immunity or even simply for its dash. Whether it's for escape or aggression, a dash can be practical for survival or closing the distance for engaging. It can also be used as a self-peel or getting rid of an annoying enemy that dives you by launching them away and banishing them. This gives you enough time to either run or prepare a counterattack for when they land. Tip number 5. When sending an opponent through the rounds with the ultimate, preparing for when they land can give you the upper hand. Heimdallr's third basic attack during his attack chain is the most powerful one. Setting it up as the first one your opponent receives can deal a lot of damage. Setting your piercing sights in the air ready to strike or knocking them back using your Gjallarhorn can disrupt them, giving you the chance to land free basic attacks. I hope this video proved useful and that you'll be able to apply what you learned in your next match. If you enjoyed the content or there's a god you'd like to see next, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you all on the battleground.